Saints fans, are you ready for some football? Then go down and like this video if you're excited about the Saints' upcoming season. Welcome into Saints Now. I am Will Scott. Big show ahead. We're going to be breaking down Saints OTAs, winners and losers, because OTAs just concluded. They took place from May 24th to the 26th. Then from the 31st to June 2nd, they just wrapped up the third and final week, June 7th through 10th. And then coming up, we have mandatory minicamp, which will take place from June 14th to the 16th. And then they will have a couple weeks off before training camp. And then in August, it's coming up. Buckle up. August 16th is the first preseason game for the Saints. Before we get into those winners and those losers, go down and subscribe. We're the fastest growing Saints channel on YouTube. We really appreciate your support. So if you're a Saints fan and you like watching Saints YouTube content, go down and subscribe to the channel. Our first winner from OTAs is Marcus Maye, and he's coming off a torn Achilles, so it's great that he was looking good at OTAs. Now, he didn't participate in walkthroughs, but he did participate in individual drills, and even after the torn meniscus in Week 9 last season when he was with the New York Jets, he is looking good. He looks to be moving just fine. Here's what Jeff Nowak's reporting. Tyrann Mathieu said the Saints made sure to put him and Marcus Maye's lockers right next to each other, so it's hard to avoid him, even though if he's not on the field for a little while, they'll be able to get to know each other well, and that's certainly going to be a great guy for Marcus to learn from in the Honey Badger. Are you excited to see what Marcus Maye can do this season for the Saints? If so, go down in the comments and type 6. Show your love for the newest Saints safety. Let's get into our next winner now, and that is Kirk Merritt, who has an uphill battle to make this roster. So him showing out at OTAs was absolutely huge. Mike Triplett said, the Saints saved the best play for last at Thursday's practice, with wide receiver Kirk Merritt making a terrific contested touchdown catch for me and Book in a 2-minute simulation. I thought Book stood out a couple times. No pads or tackling yet, but I expect him to flash his movement skills in the preseason. John Hendricks also said something about Merritt that was positive. He ran a fade route, and Book's delivery was perfect. The team was running a 2-minute drill, and Book was pretty good operating in it. In that same period, Book connected with Lucas Krull on a seam route for a big gain to help set it up. I wish Book would have looked that good against the Dolphins last year. Kirk Merritt is fighting for a spot on the Saints roster this season. That is the question. Is he going to make this team? Because the Saints are absolutely loaded at wide receiver, right? So when you look at the current wide receiver situation, it's hard to say if Merritt is going to make this team. He played for the Dolphins last year, but just appeared in 2 games. So I think Merritt will at least make this practice squad. The question is, will he make the team? Very good start, though, to his Saints career with a solid showing at OTAs. Here's our next winner, and eat that W because Jameis Winston is a winner from OTAs. He looked good. He's obviously coming off that ACL tear, and it's the goal to just continue to see him progress in his recovery. He's going to be 100% by week 1. He's going to be out there making plays for the Saints. So that's good to see that he showed out at OTAs. Now, his mobility is continuing to improve, and he looks very comfortable throwing the ball to these receivers, some of which are new receivers. Chris Olave, a new receiver on this team. You drafted him in the first round, and you signed Jarvis Landry. Tre'Quan Smith, Michael Thomas also expected to have a big contribution to this team. And Chris Olave, we need to talk about him for a second because he also looked good at OTAs, building chemistry with Jameis Winston. And that's what you look for in the preseason, right? With wide receivers and quarterbacks, how quickly can they build chemistry when they haven't worked together before? Olave and Jameis quickly learning that chemistry and continuing to build off of it, as well as Jarvis Landry. And it was pretty surreal seeing Jarvis in Saints gear. You know, someone who's from Louisiana, played at LSU, now back home in the boot, playing for the Saints. He made multiple great catches, and he's proving that he's still a great route runner. This guy is far from washed. He is going to go out and make plays all over the field for Jameis and the Saints this season. As for Michael Thomas, he posted a workout video at the Saints facilities. It's going to be great to see Thomas back on this football team after not playing last year. He is in New Orleans with the team at OTAs. What is your confidence in the Saints wide receivers? Scale it 1 to 100. Go down in the comments section. Let me know. It's the pinned comment on today's video. So when an ad break comes, go down. Let me know what you think. Scale it 1 to 100. Here are other OTA winners, and pretty much every winners and losers video we've done on the offseason, Lucas Krull has been a winner. His chances of making this team continue to increase. The UDFA out of Pitt. Abram Smith, also a UDFA, a Baylor guy who led the Big 12 in rushing last year. I really like him. If Kamara gets suspended, Abram Smith, I think, has a good chance of making this team. Kaden Elliss as well, a linebacker. Bryce, Thompson, and Will Lutz, an OTA winner as well. Great to see Will back out there. Go down and subscribe to our NBA draft coverage on our main channel. So we're gonna be having the link to subscribe to our main channel in the comments and in the description. Anyone who watched the NFL draft knows that Chat Sports is the absolute best place to watch the NBA draft. The Pels have the 8th overall pick. Do you want him to take A.J. Griffin? Who do you want him to take? Who could fall to the Pels at 8? There's a lot of storylines surrounding the Pelicans pick at 8. So watch the NBA draft live. Mark your calendars, Thursday, June 23rd. We're going to be breaking down every pick. No commercials. Chat Sports, the best place to watch the draft. Let's get into our losers now, and that's Adam Trautman, who I think we're all excited about this season for the Saints. We think he can take the next step to be a tight end, but he's a loser because Juwan Johnson was the one getting in reps with Jameis Winston on the first team in the red zone. So Trautman not getting those first team reps as Juwan Johnson was, so that's something to monitor. Now, keep in mind with Trautman, he's coming off of surgery, right? So, he might not be 100%. That's probably why Johnson was getting the first team reps, but because it was not Trautman getting those reps, we'll call him a loser of OTAs. And interestingly enough, Taysom Hill now at tight end, Nick Vannett, Lucas Krull all on this depth chart. So Saints really loaded across the board at the tight end position. Who do you think is going to have more touchdowns this season? Is it going to be Taysom Hill or is it going to be Juwan Johnson? If it's Taysom, type TH. It's Johnson, type JJ. Go down in the comments and let me know who has more touchdowns. Tre'Quan Smith is our second loser from OTAs, and that's because he was not at the latest OTA session, which, look, I understand that OTAs are voluntary, but I still want to see you there. Tre'Quan Smith was not there, and while he wasn't there, some of the younger guys were impressing the coaches. Dejon Dixon, Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave, all rookie receivers really making an impact early, impressing this coaching staff at OTAs, while Smith, I don't know where he's at, but he's not there. So we have him as the third wide receiver right now on this depth chart, but you have Callaway there. You have Merritt. We named him a winner earlier. So, look, if I were Smith, I'd want to be around as much as possible. I'd want to stake my claim into this wide receiver depth chart because the Saints are very talented at wide receiver. This is a big year for him. So the fact that he was not there at OTAs, I get it. It's voluntary, but I would have liked to see him there. Another loser is the offensive line. And the reason for that is because of what John Hendricks said. The tempo set by Dennis Allen and the coaches was something to notice today. At one point, Allen didn't particularly like the way the offense got to the line in formation and made them go back and do it again. Now, the O-line's going to be fine, right? They're just a loser because of that one report. But I love that Dennis Allen is not cutting any corners. And from what we've heard, from what we've seen, it looks like DA is already really impressed. And I'm excited to see what he can do as the Saints head coach. The Saints are going to be just fine at the offensive line, like I said. Now, you lost Teron Armstead to Miami, sure, but you did draft Trevor Penning, who we're all excited about. He's going to be the starting left tackle. Now, Ryan Ramczyk, your starting right tackle, did not participate in OTAs, so that's something to monitor. Now, he is, he's going to be fine for the season, but he did not participate in OTAs. Now, Dennis Allen does expect all of the players to attend mandatory minicamp next week. Obviously, minicamp, hence the name, it's mandatory, unlike OTAs, which is voluntary. So we will hopefully see Ramczyk and Tre'Quan Smith there. Like this video if you made it to the end. We're trying to win a contest here at Chat Sports, most likes by the end of the month. So go down, help us out, like this video. Appreciate all the real ones out there.